The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
What's up, everybody? How are you? Welcome into the Tuesday afternoon episode of the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan, the book, Matt Perrault, the Bostonian. This is take two because it didn't fire the first time. So the first time it didn't go. So you get number two of this. So we already did this for like 25 seconds and now we're doing it again. Live on YouTube, live on Twitter. Yes, we're live now at Boston versus
Confirmed.
the book. Confirmed. Replayed on Sirius XM, channel 159, live on Sports Grid Television. Sorry, Dave, I didn't hit the right button. It did not fire, but we are live. You had a little doctor thing today. All good?
Doctor's all good. Now we're live for sure. Told the chat, fire up the YouTube, and then nothing happened.
Yeah.
So listen, sometimes you fire blanks. That's what we did, but we're ready to go. We're
At
fine.
my age, I'm happy when I fire blanks.
Believe me, all of us are. We got enough things going on. We don't need no more of that. But yes, late night last night. That game lasted forever, but the Steelers won. That was fun. We'll get to all of that. Everything else is good. I before we get started, I was going to wear this if the Steelers lost. This is
I'm coming around on that thing.
You know, the colors are nice.
I'm coming around on the wacko
and
elf.
he ain't bad, but
I'm coming around on it.
But we
I shouldn't like it, but I kind of do.
we don't have to worry about wearing it. We're not wearing it today. We're not wearing it.
Is that easier to wear than a Ravens hat for you? Can you put a Browns hat on and not have like singeing feeling versus a Ravens?
Well, the Ravens are good. That one hurts. I'm not the Browns. I mean, we'll get into it with the unfortunate injury and all that other stuff, but it's the colors. Like the colors. The elf guy is actually kind of cool. I kind of dig him. I kind of dig him.
I'm struggling it. I hated it when it first came out. I thought it was a joke.
What'd you think of the colors of the uniforms last night? All white. The Stormtrooper Browns. They took away the brown.
That was the Browns waving the white flag. It was appropriate.
Oh, I like what you did there.
That was them coming out and saying we can't play offense. We don't know what we're doing. Wave the white flag. That's what that was last night for the Cleveland Browns. I mean, my gosh, what happened last night was the Steelers defense is what happened last night. I mean, absolute domination. Two defensive touchdowns. Could TJ Watt have a better career than JJ?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, JJ Watt's a Hall of Famer. He's a three-time defensive player of the year in the NFL. And at 28 years old, TJ Watt just set the all-time sack record for the Steelers. Why was that so low? Doesn't it seem like it's a low number all time?
They had so many guys that did it. There wasn't ever really one guy that got all the sacks, So
he's going to put that number like up on a shelf.
It's going to be.
No one's going to get near for like a decade or two.
It's so much fun too because like Steelers always built on defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
For years. Steel curtain back in the day when I was a little kid, and it's always been the constant. And now TJ Watt is that guy. He is. The ball bounces on the ground, pops into his hands, and he goes and scores.
First career touchdown, surprising.
Was awesome. That was just great. And then, I don't know. There's a lot of things that got to work out. I'm not ready to put the Steelers to win the division. I mean, Kenny was getting hit a lot. That left side of the offensive line got to start blocking somebody. Otherwise,
he might be a bit banged up today. He was gripping.
You think?
He was gripping that left shoulder a lot.
Woo! He got hit in the chin a couple times. He kept getting up, though. Mm-hmm. I keep saying it all the time. One of the prerequisites for being a successful NFL quarterback is your ability to get hit hard and keep getting up and be in there and willing to take that hit. 100% he is. Why don't they throw Pickens the ball a little bit more? I mean, that would be nice if they threw him the ball. that to the house play was fantastic.
They were firing fire Canada in the stands. I mean, Matt Canada's in real trouble in Pittsburgh. I bet a prop last night. I had Najee Harris over 13.5 rushing attempts. He had 2 in the first half. He finished the game with 10. I know the other kid is electric and he pops. Okay. I get it. He's an incredible player.
Yep.
But in a game in which it's a 1-score margin one way or the other, and Kenny Pickett's getting drilled, do you think you might want to try to run the ball a little more? Do you think you want to tell the big guys fire off the ball and let Najee go for 4 yards? And I know he's a plodding type of back, but if you go for 4 and 4, it's a first down every time.
4 and 4 is 12. That's good with the math. Very good.
I don't understand why they weren't committing to the run, and it was all about the big play pass last night for Matt Canada.
It's weird because they've gone through these iterations of like bubble screen, and then run it straight up the middle. And everybody's an expert, especially in Pittsburgh. Everybody's watching the game saying they got to fire Canada. I could call plays better than him. Some people might be able to, the offensive coordinator at Thomas Jefferson High School might be able to actually be better. It's possible. But it all starts with the offensive line. I feel like watching the game, he's not confident in his offensive line, which either run blocking or pass blocking. Like it's quick, get rid of the ball, Everything they did that it consistently was just 2 steps, 3 steps, drop, throw it. I don't know why they don't give them the ball more.
Do you
have
believe in rhythm?
Oh, absolutely. Rhythm in life.
Okay, so I do. I agree with rhythm. So, one, why aren't you getting the ball early in the game into Pickens' hands? You talk about bubble screens, right? Bubble screens, slants. Get him going. Get him with the ball in his hands. Make him feel like he's part of the offense. Make him feel like he's part of the game. Didn't do that. Secondly, 2 carries for Najee Harris. A running back of his size, he needs to get into a rhythm. He needs to get going. The offensive line needs to get going, firing off the ball. And I know the Browns have a very good defense. I know their defensive line is really difficult to move, but they gave up on it so fast.
So quick.
It was just like, eject. We can't run the ball. Oh no, get out. And it was, let's put Kenny back there. And then Kenny got tattooed over and over again. And I'm going, you know what could slow down? How about a screen pass? How about, a draw? How about do something that's going to slow down this pass rush to help these guys out a little bit? And Matt Kennedy's like, no, throw a bomb. No, throw it deep. I mean, the team, they threw the pass to Freiermuth and the place went crazy. It was like, oh my gosh, you found the tight end. Amazing, Matt. Way to go. You call a play for our best pass catching tight end. I don't understand it. If I'm a Steeler fan, I am very concerned because the defense is absolutely elite, even though Micah Fitzpatrick got hurt last night. So we'll see what that situation happens with him. He went to a hospital for an undisclosed reason. He was let go last night after a couple of hours, but that's never good when you have to go to the hospital. So we'll see what Fitzpatrick looks like. But overall, I mean, that's 2 big injuries. If he's out, that's 2 big injuries. That's Cam and that's Mika both out. But overall, that Steeler defense is nasty.
Raymaker Lou in the chat. Good to see you, sir. He just said a 13-year-old playing Madden could come up with a better offensive game plan. This is the feeling all over the place there. They said, I saw a tweet last night from Permani Brothers. It said, we are not opening a new location in Canada because Canada stinks. I'm like, wow, they're besmirching the whole country because the guy got the same last name. There got to be a lot of you feel like with a lead, the Steelers are going to be very tough to beat. They have to score points. That means dictating the offense. They feel so reactive. And like you said, any sort of game plan gets thrown out the window. They got a pick 6 to start the game. 7-0. Let's run it down their throats. Let's keep the ball longer. Let's keep the defense off the field. Frustrating as hell, but I mean, it's still a W. I'll take a W. That was good.
It is. Yeah. And on the other side of the ball, Nick Chubb is gone for the year. Everyone's comparing him to the McGahee injury, saying this is a career-changing injury that he may never play in the NFL ever again. And this is why running backs.
Did you see it live?
No, I did not see it live. I saw it recorded. I saw it enough times with enough different angles to know it was recorded. It was nasty. I guess there was an angle inside the stadium that I retweeted that. That was not shown on TV.
Dear goodness gracious. So you saw that?
I saw the stadium. Yeah, I saw what they showed inside the stadium when everybody went, oh.
That's that's the immediate reaction to that. When I saw it, I was like, oh, he's done live. I was on Sports Grid. And then, they didn't show it again, so I knew it was bad. But like I said it to somebody last night, he came back from this once before. How does he come back from it again? I can't stand seeing those injuries. And
this is why they want to get paid. I mean, this is why running backs, Saquon Barkley could be gone for many, many weeks. We know Nick Chubb is probably gone. I mean, these are two of the top 5 running backs in the game that got hurt in week 2. And this is why running backs are like, look, we need to get taken care of. But there's like 2 sides to the coin. Like, I get the point of like, I want the insurance, but the teams are going, this is why we're not paying you. Because if we pay you big money, you get hurt in week 2. What do? I can't replace you. I can't build my offense around Nick Chubb and pay you, $20 million or whatever it is. And then you're gone and you get hurt. It's not your fault. But it's not our fault either if we don't want to invest in the position because of how tough the position is to stay healthy.
Yeah. Oh, Sebastian Anthony said he threw up watching it live in Australia. Like it was one of those ones where you go, okay. And yes, you're right. It gives the teams the fuel to say that. But man, those guys literally career over in one play. Every one of them all.
Yeah, but it's
running backs.
I don't know. Like they should build like an insurance plan into it or something. Like the NFL should come up with some type of way of like, I don't know, if you have a running back and the running back gets hurt for the year, that somehow you get like a salary exemption that you can go ahead and add a player or pay for or trade for somebody. You can go over the cap by a certain percentage to get your running backs paid. So they're compensated properly for the risk that they are taking. And then the team's willing to go ahead and invest in it because if the injury happens, they're not, done. I mean, there's different backs and teams find ways to replace running backs all the time.
Right.
But it's hard when you build your offense. Like the Browns are going to run the football with Nick Chubb. The Giants are going to run the ball with Saquon Barkley and or throw the ball to Saquon Barkley. Him not being there this week is going to be catastrophic for their offense. I mean, it was a bad offense anyway. Now no Saquon.
Well, I got ESPN on the screen beside me. Dable said, not ruling out Saquon. He's a fast healer.
Okay, maybe, but like
I heard this morning on the way to the doctor, 3 to 4 weeks he's going to be out.
It looked that way.
Well, I mean, he's saying he's a fast healer and he's going to play on Thursday.
Toradol's a great thing. Here's the needle, kid.
Get the hell out of here. No way.
I agree. Or maybe
Would
he's playing
take
possum.
A shot? I would not 100. I would no chance would I take a shot to go play if I was a running back in the NFL. No chance. I wouldn't do it.
Did a lot of dumb things in my 20s. I don't know.
It's a lot of money, and you want to play. I understand somebody's ready to take your job, but that's for life.
You don't think that way, though.
Something.
Yeah, but you can't. If you were thinking about the rest of your life, you're not playing in the NFL.
Oh, I don't know about that. I
mean, you love football, but football is a dangerous, dangerous sport where one hit can end the life that can end it. So you can't think about those things. Pro athletes aren't thinking about them at 65, 70 years old. They just want to play, and they want to win. And so they're gonna. I mean, I think players want to be on the field. And they'll take shots. I don't know. At 46, no. At 26, I don't know. Maybe. I want to play so badly, and I want to make sure I have a job and make sure that I can keep my spot on the roster. But Saquon's safe. So if I was Saquon Barkley, probably not. I would say, wait a minute. It looks like a high ankle sprain, which doesn't take a week to heal. Like it takes time for you to come back healthy. So I'm so torn on it because I am on both sides. I'm very wishy-washy on this. I 100% understand why running backs will point to the Nick Chubb injury and say, that's why I need to be paid. Because one basically meaningless run, some dude comes in and dives at my knee and goodbye. Thing literally bent like a Lego. Like it wasn't, your knee's not supposed to go that direction.
Nothing was supposed to look like that. Nothing. It was,
and on the other side,
was like,
and on the GM, I'm going, that's why I'm not paying you, because someone could come in and turn your leg into an L, and I'm supposed to compensate you for that. I'm supposed to pay you while you're on rehab, and I've got all this money left. I mean, all your guaranteed money kicks in the second that you are on the opening day roster. It doesn't work. I can't do it. So
if you're in the book, do we give those bets back?
No.
DK gave them back on Chubb.
Automatic.
He had 10 carries for 67 yards.
Automatic. Yep. Automatic. Oh, he didn't get there. You all can have it back. It's so dumb. We've conditioned so many
carries for 67 yards.
And guess what?
His total was 82.5. You lose.
FanDuel didn't do it, and people were irate. FanDuel didn't give people their money back, and people were going to FanDuel on social media saying, pay me my money back. Give me my money back. Nick Chubb got hurt. This is the problem. Yeah, this is the problem. When one book does it, and a book that had done it in the past decides, well, like you said, he had 10 carries for 60 plus yards. What the? I'm going to give you your money back?
It was almost halftime when he went down. It was.
I'm right. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving you your money back. It's ridiculous. And so FanDuel says we're keeping the money. DraftKings says we're not. And then all FanDuel customers get all pissed off. And the next time, guess what's going to happen? FanDuel's going to do it because they're going to feel like, customers are upset because you've conditioned your customer to believe they're going to get their money back for injury.
It's what we talked about before. It's a bad precedent. Wow.
It's not gambling. It's not betting. It's just, it's part of it. Injuries are part of it. I mean, if he gets hurt on the opening kickoff, okay, maybe there's something like once in a while I could sign up for that. Guy played almost half the game.
Right. Wow. I didn't know that there was that big. So
yeah,
I'm guessing more books did not last night with that than did, because he played almost the first half. Like
I just saw the FanDuel DraftKings differential between the two, because people were going after FanDuel for not doing it because DraftKings did it right away. Like DraftKings, bam, like not even like he was hurt. He got carted off. They started playing again, and DraftKings tweeted it out saying we're refunding all the bets.
It's ironic that that's the way that split went after I saw that story. I read that story. I tweeted you with FanDuel with the kicking props. Every team would kick a field goal. They paid $20 million out for that prop. Like paid it out willingly and then just decide, all right, we're not doing the refunds now. It's hard to.
Yeah, it's a business decision that they're making. Like, hey, you guys just clipped us for $20 million. We got to recoup this a little bit. We need to figure out how we make our money back. Speaking of getting your money back, Deshaun Watson. I mean,
I'll put the LFAT on for this one.
This guy signed the biggest contract at the time in NFL history. And that's the play you're going to get?
Do you feel like he is beyond stressed, like in his spot? He feels the pressure. It feels like every play, and I don't mean pressure from the defensive line. The throws, he hit the guy holding the stick yesterday on the sideline. He hit holding the first down marker. It was so far off, the poor guy was holding it like this. He got, bashed in the head with an out pattern that the guy wasn't close to. I feel like he's off. He's pushing officials. He's barking a lot. I don't know, man. I don't feel good right now with him as the quarterback as my team. Would you?
Absolutely not. It's almost like you wonder if you gave him the option and said, Deshaun, you give the money back. Go to a different team. You'll make good money, but give this contract back and leave Cleveland. You almost feel like, would he do it? Would he say yes? Because I
don't know if Cleveland's the problem, but it is the contract. It's a lot of. I mean, the obligation to meet the level of that contract is,
and everywhere he goes. I mean, think about this. Every step he makes, everyone knows your disgusting behavior. Everyone knows that you are just a nasty human. And what you did to other people was just absolutely, you defiled people. You just wronged them. I mean, we don't know how many women he got involved with, but it was like 20, 30, 40 women that he did this with. And everyone knows that. Like, I don't know how you walk out and start showing your face on national TV like that. I mean, his brain must be so far disconnected. Like, there was a video that I retweeted of Matt Campbell, Iowa State's head coach, at halftime. An Iowa State fan yelled at him, "Campbell, you're on the hot seat."
I wanted to ask you about that. Do those, like, that look like a high school field, like them just walking up that ramp?
You're saying the quiet part out loud.
You have that close of access to those
Hell
people?
yeah, you do. Oh yeah. At Jack Trice, it was even worse. When I was there, it was even worse. They've added a bunch of different things to Jack Trice Stadium. They've made it much more of like a looking. But when I was there, yes, that's legitimate. Like, they would, in high school, they get together in the end zone and they all run out together.
Yes.
Iowa State, that's Iowa State's intro.
I mean, that guy was literally an inch away from him, chirping in his ear right there.
And he went at him. He turned around and went at him. So what that tells me is that Matt Campbell is concerned. He's really worried about what's going on. He knows he's teetering on the brink, and somebody went ahead and poked him. I really wonder about Deshaun Watson. How much is he teetering on the brink where every time something's gone wrong, when does he snap? When does he have that moment when he goes after a fan or whatever? Or does he just take it and take it and take it over and over again? Because you can't go back and change that. No. Like, he did this over the course of years.
And that's the lesson that I tell the kids all the time. It's really hard to stay good. It's easy to go bad. One wrong decision, you can mess up a lot of further points in your life.
If this was
home,
once,
he'll be fine.
I think people could deal with Deshaun Watson if it was once. It wasn't once. This is a serial. So like, everyone knows that your freak nature, like the thing that really makes you like a weird human being, and we all are weird in some level, but this is a different type of, this is like an illegal thing that you were doing.
Right.
Everyone knows what you did. Everyone knows in graphic detail.
Very graphic detail. Did you read that? That was uncomfortable, beyond uncomfortable
all of
to
it.
read.
I mean,
I did too.
Yeah, all of it. I mean, step by step. I mean, each case, or multiple cases. It was one big case, then it was second case. It was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the stories all line up. He did this consistently. Now, in his defense, his eyes, he was like, it was all consensual, and whether it was or was not, it's nasty. And you're out there with the biggest contract at the time in NFL history. And that was probably a mistake by Cleveland. Up to this point, it was a mistake. And he is vastly underperforming, not just to the contract. We're talking about, should he be starting in the NFL?
I think he has the benefit of the doubt right now in Cleveland.
Still?
You won't hear that. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
At home, but on the road, it's going to be brutal. I mean, it's going to be brutal what you're going to hear. I saw the video of him like meditating with a
guru
coach,
next to him.
And he was just sitting there with his eyes closed, and I was thinking, that looks pretty comfortable, but what could he possibly be thinking? Because Browns Pittsburgh is brutal. I mean, and the fans don't hold nothing back. So you could probably hear a lot. By the way, Whitrock just reminded us that wasn't at Jack Trice, Matt. It was at Ohio.
Oh, that was the Ohio game. Okay.
That's
what Iowa State fan said. Wait, there was an Iowa State fan in Athens, Ohio?
That's what
Matt Campbell went at him. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That did look like a high school stadium. But Jack Trice does look like that. Like, you can literally walk that close to when you're walking to.
When they walk to and from the locker room, you're literally right there.
Now, granted, I have not been to Jack Trice Stadium since I left in 2011. So I've not been there for 10 years. But when I was there, yes, that's exactly what it was. Yes, I know they built up that side of the end zone. So other Iowa State fans who have been to Jack Trice recently could tell me, but that's how they enter. From one side of the end zone, the football facility, they would walk, and you had clear access. Like, they would walk right by you on a chain link fence. Like,
did it ever occur to you to say anything to a player ever? Like,
I'd be fired
like that.
I would be a college player. I'd lose my job, rightfully so.
No, but even like as a fan, when I was in college,
like football. I mean, that's the difference. Like, college football, we would never do that in Massachusetts because it's not big enough. Like, we're not emotionally involved like that. Patriot players heard it left and right, but they were paid professionals, and like, that's just how it's a pro sports, pro football town, not a college football town. But no, it never would occur to me to say anything negative to a coach if I was a diehard fan or something, but never to a college kid.
I remember when I was a little kid when I started going to games with my dad, and then we'd go to Penguin games. Like when I was 5 years old, I'm shot in between periods and all that stuff. And I remember, I'll never forget, the Penguins had a defenseman named Greg Hotham, and the Penguins were bad. And a guy yelled, "Hey, Hotham, hit him with your purse next time." And I was like, "Dad, why did he say that to him?" And he's like, "David, they'll say whatever they want at these games. Just let them go." Because I was like, that didn't even make sense. And that was mean. I was 5.
Oh, no.
I'll never forget it. And then ever since, I've seen people just bark and yip and say stuff. Like, you go to a minor league baseball game sometimes, sit in the outfield. People say stuff, the craziest stuff to these players. And it's like,
they think barrier. Yeah, they think that barrier between the playing surface and the field and the crowd is a safety barrier that they will never cross. So you're able, I buy my ticket, I can say whatever I want. I've never really subscribed to that idea.
I look at some people sometimes doing it, and I'm like, I want to say something to them. Like,
yeah, their answer is I've asked people that before. Like, what gives you
what's the answer?
Their answer always is, I pay for my ticket, I can do what I want. I paid to get in here. My seat, I can do what I want. They're out there to entertain me. Dance.
Wow.
I agree. I'm like, whoa.
Jeez.
Okay. I mean, but that's why American sports, and we talked about this off the air, but a 30-year ticket holder for the Patriots was killed in the crowd at Foxborough because a Dolphin fan punched him twice in the face. He fell backwards, hit his head, never woke up. Father, husband, ticket holder. Going to games is not fun right now. Some sports, but football games in particular, are not. It's not good. It's really bad for the NFL.
Yeah, it's bad. It's a bad look. You're right. And the fight videos are out there all over the place. It's disgusting. It's terrible. People be better. And then the quick thing to do anymore is to hold your phone up and video it instead of just getting involved, because you can't get involved. And you want to get involved and like break it up and just stop it from escalating.
Then you get stabbed.
I was going to say, then you're going to get hurt. So you hesitate to do that. It's easier to stay home and watch a game, on TV or on your phone and it shouldn't be that way. Like, I love going to baseball games, love going to basketball games, and love going to hockey games. Hopefully that'll never change. But the Steelers are coming to Vegas this weekend. And I've been asked multiple times, are you going to go? I don't know if I'm in a hurry to go.
Especially as a road team, as a road fan.
It's going to be 80-20 Steeler fans in that building on Sunday. 80-20. They're coming. I'm telling you. They're already here.
80-20.
80-20. Wait until you see. It's going to be crazy.
Raiders are 1-1.
First time ever. An excuse for people from Pittsburgh or who have Pittsburgh roots that live anywhere within 5 hours of here to come see a Steeler game. I drove Jess and the kids when they were babies to San Diego to go see them play the Chargers, because it was one time every 4 years.
I forgot that this is the first time.
First time ever.
This would be the third. This would be the fourth game for the Patriots in Vegas.
How do they keep getting on the schedule?
I don't know. This is the
fourth
fourth
they're
time.
in the division.
This year, this is the fourth time the Patriots will play here in Vegas this year. It's like, wait, what? Yeah, I forgot it was the first time for Pittsburgh to play here. Oh, yeah, right. It will be 80-20. Yeah, it would be crazy.
Oh,
ticket prices might be really tough.
They're absurd right now.
Are they? Yeah, because Raider fans are probably going, all right, let's take advantage of the Steeler fans coming in. Let's go ahead and want my tickets? Fine. 5X face value. Come on in. You want them? Buy them. Interesting. Yeah. Panthers had an unreal backdoor cover last night. If you had the Saints minus 3.5, I'm sorry. That's one of those. You're watching, you're going, come on. And then they score a touchdown and you're like, okay, they can't get a 2-point conversion. And then Bryce Young makes a really good play rolls out and somehow finds Adam Thielen. Miracle push for me at +3. Like that was just miracle. Same game teaser cashes, but I don't know. I like Carolina. I see flashes of Carolina, but I'm concerned about their weapons. They don't have a big play weapon.
When did a question start? Is it Frank Reich?
Fair. Because
Like,
it was in Indy, and now here,
yep. Right. And now, all right, we got the tools. It's the first year. Okay. Bryce Young, is it me or does he really look small?
He is small. He's tiny. Yes, he's tiny, but he's a much better passer than Kyler Murray.
Oh, no, I agree.
So the difference, Kyler Murray is little and he runs, so he's getting hit by linebackers. Bryce is going to sit in the pocket and throw. And he has always been this size, so he knows how to find the passing lanes, even with the big guys. He knows where to throw the football, and he's on time so often that even at his size, I still think Bryce Young's going to be a very good pro quarterback.
JPC the fourth, he just put in the chat. This is why I love this show. Thank you guys for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I look down and it says Reich is a dum-dum. Just like that.
It's hard to argue at the moment. If I'm a Colt fan, I'm going, I told you. like that's what I'm doing. You're laughing at it, right? You're like, yep, this is why you're gone. Because the offense looks very similar. It's not very explosive. They don't have big plays. But
how good is the Saints defense?
Well, there's the question, right? How good are the Saints defensively? Because they look darn good.
I think I heard yesterday. Can't confirm. Someone in the chat might be able to. But in between switching the games, and then once I got locked in on the Steeler game, I stopped watching it, and I saw the score, and I thought it was done, and then it wasn't. I went back and watched it. I'm like, oh, just when you had, victory snatched by the jaws of defeat, like whatever that saying is, they just it was so bad. 20 games in a row, they've allowed 20 points or less.
Yep.
That's no joke.
Nope. It's really impressive.
Are they ever going to make it easy and be able to score points? Like, I mean,
look, the offense is going to get Kamara back. So,
okay. So,
they're going to get one of their big players back, which is going to be significant. So it's not going to be, I think that's a big moment when you get him back. But I also think as Derek Carr gets more comfortable and as he starts to develop with the receivers and some rapport and whatnot, I mean, they look like the grown-up team in the division. Everybody else looks like they're trying to find their way. And the Saints look like they're put together. Like they may actually have something to do this year.
Right.
And you can see the Panthers. You can see how they're going to develop as the year goes. The Falcons still have to figure out what's happening with Ritter. And, but they got Bijan Robinson. I think the Falcons
figure out he's the quarterback.
Who? Ritter?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, is he going to be good? Like, I know he's the quarterback, but can he play? You have Bijan, who's unbelievable. They still can't get the ball to Kyle Pitts enough, which is bizarre. Drake London's taken a step backwards in the first 2 weeks. He's going to get the football more, but they've got weapons on that offense. They're going to run the ball and play defense. I just don't know how good that Falcon defense really is. That's a concern. And then the Bucs are kind of the enigma here at 2-0. Like, could they be good?
Great question in the chat from one of our Iowa guys, Whitrock, who had 3 NFC South teams at 2-0 to start the season.
It's a great point. I mean, I bet the under on the Bucs. So what do I know? So I mean, I thought the Bucs would be bad.
We're not out of the woods there yet. Relax. That's a good start.
Right.
Figured them at best 1-1 right now, 2-0. Surprising. It's going to be tough maybe to get under 6 or 6.5. I think was the total.
That's what I bet. Yep.
Yeah. Well, Baker's played and they haven't turned the ball over. They won the turnover battle both times they played.
But Mike Evans has looked good.
No doubt. Beginning of the season. Yeah. Beginning of the season. Are you ready to give the Falcons the division or is it still the Saints?
I like the Saints at the moment. I still think the Panthers are going to have something to say about it though.
Right.
I think the Panthers come like week 7 or 8. I expect them to get hot. And as long as they're healthy and Bryce Young continues to develop, I mean, of the rookie quarterbacks in terms of how they have looked, Anthony Richardson's looked very good, but he's hurt. So I don't know what's going to happen with his concussion issue going forward. And Bryce Young's looked great. I mean, CJ Stroud, I know Houston fans are jumping up and down.
They can't protect him. I mean,
it's like CJ Stroud looks better than Bryce Young. I don't think so. And I think also he put up yards and points when they were down 31-10. So, okay, you're putting up, that's why for like a fantasy standpoint, I have Tank Dell, I have Nico Collins. I've got a bunch of guys on my fantasy team.
Can't believe you're a fantasy guy now.
I'm not. They gave me a free entry into a high stakes
fantasy.
Yes. They gave me a free entry into a high stakes fantasy league. So, and I'm 0-2, by the way. So just FYI. So my consistency of sucking.
I draft the team for you. Damn it.
Yeah, no. So like I'm getting it's fine. I know I'm bad and I'm going to, it's fun to do it, but I was right. I left 75 points on my bench this week. That's why I lost.
You did not.
Yeah, so that's why I lost. I mean, it was really bad. Like I screwed up.
Nothing more aggravating. That's reason number 85 million why I'm glad I don't do fantasy no more. Bench points.
Yep. You look down and you're like, I lost week 1 by 2 points and I left 20 points on the bench. I lost week 2 by 10 points and I left 75 points on the bench. So to give you an idea of like where I am on fantasy, that's where I am on fantasy. I drafted pretty well. Don't know who to roster. Don't know who to play. It was all bad. I played Lamar in week 1. He did nothing. And Bryce Purdy went off. I benched Lamar in week 2. I played Bryce Purdy. He did nothing. Lamar went off. So give you an idea of how I am when it comes to my ability with fantasy. So just, I'm not a good fantasy. I'm very, very, very bad at fantasy, but I think I think there's going to be something to be said. If you're looking at the Texans, they're going to be down, and CJ Stroud, I think, will put up more yards than Bryce Young will, but I think Bryce Young will be in football games. I don't think the Texans will be in football games.
I mean, listen, the Colts got to play Baltimore this week at Baltimore.
And probably it's Gardner Minshew, most likely.
They're already right. He's probably not going to play. They're already 8-point dogs. Carolina's got to go to Seattle.
Yeah.
And Seattle's laying 6. And Houston's got to go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's laying 8.5, 9. Oh man, it's not a good week for quarterbacks that may or may not be playing, hurt, rookies. This is a tough spot.
Man, did you see the tweet that I put out about FM radio dying?
I did.
All my radio, I'm being like called like the Benedict Arnold of former radio people. They're all mad at me. They're all coming to my DMs at me saying they're all pissed off. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's people's livelihoods. Like I left it, so they're all still
coming at you right now while we're doing the show.
Yeah, because they're seeing my tweet. And so if you guys missed it, ESPN is giving up their ESPN radio FM stick in New York. It was $12 million a year, and they're just letting it go to focus on AM and their apps. Yeah. And I've said this is what's going to happen across the entire country, that AM radio will stick around, but FM radio, line of sight broadcasting, is going to die in the next 10 years. And everyone's
this portion of the show brought to you by audio professor Perrault.
It's just funny because people are getting, I just got another DM from somebody who was like, I disagree with you. You know how it is, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I do, but I also know where the industry is going, guys. And it's not good for you with the cost of running an FM stick, and the ESPN decision to abandon radio is not good for the industry. They were at least from a sports talk perspective, them and Fox Sports are the two big boys. And one of them.
Did you ever listen to sports talk on FM?
Yes.
You did.
100%. 98.5 the Sports Hub and WEI.
Okay.
Huge. When they went
to always FM, AM for me.
Oh no. When they went to FM, because I was in the business. I mean, when we went to any FM stick in the late, from 2010 to 2017, anybody who went FM first won in a market. If you were the first sports talk, so you were the first sports talk station to get the FM stick cleared in a quasi major top 50 market, you became the number one station in the market. EEI was late getting their FM stick. 98.5 came in. They didn't think it was a legitimate problem. 98.5 stick is still more powerful than EEI's in Boston. And 98.5 has literally quintupled the ratings for the better part of a decade.
Because it's on FM.
Well, there's a variety of reasons, but that was the first big reason. Yeah, they became the home of the Patriots. Patriots got really good. Their talent was better. There's a lot of reasons why, but The stick, how far it went, how far the coverage went, and the sound of the station was a huge component to why. I mean, 93.7 in Pittsburgh, the Fan, that wins, right? That's number one.
Yeah, but it was 93.7 was top 40 when I was there. Like
right.
I never did the transition to the
You stayed on AM radio?
Anyone that I listened to. Well, then I got XM.
Okay, well, there you go.
And I was done.
Right.
I was done. I listened to AM radio. I used to listen to it in the car.
Right, which is my point.
Now I just listen to music.
Yep.
So
do you still listen to FM radio music?
Yeah, DJ Thump every morning. Every single morning. Yes.
We'll play that on Friday. We'll play
on Friday. Talk to DJ Thump.
Bengals, quote, hard to say if Joe Burrow will play in week 3. Line
hard to say.
That's what they said. It's hard to say.
Is that a line now on the injury report? What the hell does that mean?
Will Joe Burrow play, coach? Hard to say. Is that a no? No, it's hard to say. I don't know. We'll see how it all goes. We'll see how it develops.
Hard to say is like when they ask you to speak Italian when you don't speak Italian. You got to try to come up with something. You know?
Hard to say.
I can tell you.
Yeah, he ain't playing.
The line says he will not.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's not playing.
That's what that's it. The line was 6.5 or 7. Now it's 2. What do you think? You think he's going to play?
He ain't playing.
That ain't hard to say.
Well, yeah, the line makers are clearly saying that Joe Burrow's not playing in week 3, but I mean, he was limping. I wouldn't play him. I would get him as much rest as I can right now to make sure that thing is right, because it doesn't look right. Team's not playing well. It's just the backup situation is bad, like we discussed yesterday. There really isn't. They did not do a great job of preparing for this injury. I mean,
they play Tennessee next week on a
Browning.
Short week.
Yeah, Browning. Good luck.
And
yeah, maybe you get him ready for the game on Thursday.
But Westgate literally just put up the following week. Just now.
Cincy at Tennessee?
Cincy at Tennessee is a pick.
Give me a lot of Bengal fans there.
They have to win the game against the Rams Monday night, right? They have to win that game.
I think they feel like they can do it without Joe Burrow. Jake Browning, you get him ready for a whole week. Run the ball, play defense. It's the Rams.
We're playing long game if we're the Bengals. If you push him to play to just win this game against Rams and he gets hurt for 8 weeks or the season, you can't live with yourself after that. It's done. I think you rest him. If he's not 100%, you rest him, which that's what this is. That's what the bad guys are saying. They bet him. They took every plus you could possibly get with the Rams because they're like, he ain't playing. Now, we saw it last year, right? Was that last year with the Herbert thing? When he wasn't going to play?
No. Yes. Right.
They didn't even let him warm up. And then he came out and they're like, wait a second. He's playing.
Right.
It started at 6.5, went all the way down to 2, 1.5, and went all the way back up. This is something we got to keep an eye on. The first 100%. Time we see a move from 2 to 6,
he's playing.
Bam, he's playing.
Right. So if you were, and I asked this question to the Brigade, if you were going to come on BVB, what animal would you dress up as? Because that is Travis Hunter of the Colorado Buffaloes.
Is that a giraffe?
It's a giraffe.
That's a giraffe.
He's taking questions on his Twitch channel about how he's doing, dressed up as a giraffe.
I love kids.
What would be your animal? What would be your go-to animal?
1 year we dressed up for Halloween. We always did the family costume.
Oh no, I hate those. Oh gosh.
Oh, every year. We do it every year. We've been Toy Story.
Those.
I was Gru and they were Minions. I have some classics when I write the book. I posted them every Halloween. I was a monkey. And the kids, we had a barrel of monkeys, and I was the monkey, and the kids were bananas. The monkey costume was pretty good. I think I'd be a monkey or a lion. Like the a good lion costume, because I'm a Leo.
Okay.
A lion from the movie The Wiz. Give me one of them nice lions, a big mane, because I ain't got no hair. So I get a nice big mane of hair with a nice long furry tail. I think I would go with that. What would you do?
Somebody said they'd be Oscar the Grouch with a CLV can, which I thought was awesome.
I could do that. But Ernie was my favorite Sesame Street character. So I would want to be Ernie.
Okay.
Ernie and Bert. Me and you could dress up as Ernie and Bert.
I used to love Bert and Ernie until the political people got going with it. And I was like, wait, you ruined it. You ruined it.
Bert and Ernie was the best thing about Sesame Street. And was that he ruined the whole thing.
And then you totally changed it. They made it political. And I was like, well, that's not fair. It's like you just ruined Bert and Ernie for me.
I
like,
love
what the hell? They're phenomenal.
What would you be?
And we talk about Muppets. My favorite Muppet is Animal. I absolutely loved Animal.
Oh, the drummer.
Hell yeah.
Animal
was my favorite. I loved Animal. And then
Fozzie the Bear I love
Fozzie was good. Swedish Chef was just making me laugh always. Just,
amazing.
I love him to death. I would dress up probably if I like
Animal.
If we're doing Animal, would you do? I'm an Aries, so you could do the ram and just do horns. You can do that.
Okay.
But I like elephants. I would do an elephant if I was dressing up in a onesie. If I was doing a onesie like Travis Hunter, I'm doing an elephant onesie. Got big ears. It'd be fun.
We dressed up as candy bars one year. I made my parents were living with us. I made grandma and grandpa got a costume, and everybody got to pick their candy.
Oh, what'd you pick?
What would you pick if you get to pick a candy bar?
Crackle.
How are we going to find a crackle? Why you got to be so complicated? Like, you just aggravated about, like, I got to tell the doctor said you got to keep your blood pressure down. I said, talk to Perrault every day. He raises it every day. What do you want to be, candy bar? You don't say like Hershey's.
Why?
You don't say Reese's.
You asked me what is Crackle a candy bar? God. So I'm technically.
Damn it is. You're right.
I mean, you asked me.
Where am I going to get a crackle?
I don't know where are you getting any of these? I mean, it's like, is Crackle a difficult thing to find?
Snickers, we got M&Ms, Skittles. We did Three Musketeers, Milky Way. They had them all. I can only imagine trying to find a Crackle outfit now.
Man,
we
do you like the Hershey's minis?
Yeah.
My favorite thing about holidays. I love the Hershey minis. They're always in the house. It's a must thing in my existence in the houses I live in. A bowl of the Hershey minis are a must.
If there's somebody put Twix, J. Dalbetts put Twix. Somebody was a Twix. That's right.
Oh.
What candy bar would you be? A chat. If you had to dress up in Halloween, what candy bar would you be? Not one person.
Are you been talking to Madeline? Why are we doing that? I mean, this is Madeline. Madeline wants
Halloween's coming up
now. It's September 19th. It's not coming up. It's 6 weeks away.
I know, but those stores are popping up.
I know. Every weekend, she's like, when are we decorating? When are we decorating? When are we decorating? I'm like, I'm not getting another letter from the HOA because we decorated too fast. Like, it's just, we got to wait till 30 days out. Then we can decorate.
Why do they send those letters too?
Oh,
You're being too festive. What is wrong with you people that send this, knock on my door, send me a letter?
Yep. 30 HOA comes in and says, hey, you can't do it 30 days out. You got to take it down. They actually, last time they physically took it down for me. I had
really?
Lights. Yeah, I had lights because I have this LED strip that goes around the courtyard. Yeah. It was orange. They physically removed it and said, you can't do this. Yeah, they rolled it up and they stuck it in on my front porch and said, you can't do this yet. It's like, you son of a. I was not happy with them at all. Anyways, Colorado State was the most watched college football game in the history of ESPN. That's amazing.
In that time slot, for real?
History of ESPN, because everybody came home from the bars and watched it. They were glued to it.
It's a 10 o'clock Eastern start, 10 o'clock p.m.
9.3 million viewers was the peak. Most watched game in the history of ESPN. It really is. It's something else. That's like, wow.
Who said Zagnut? Crunchy Beaver said Zagnut.
What is Zagnut?
You don't know what a Zagnut bar is?
No. What's a Zagnut bar?
We'll never find that costume.
What's a Zagnut bar?
Stevie Mac, Baby Ruth, Twix.
I can't do Baby Ruth because I think Baby Ruth. What movie was that where they threw it in the pool? I can't do Baby Ruth. Caddyshack. It ruined. I can't eat that thing anymore. It's totally unappetizing at all. Whenever I see Baby Ruth, I'm like, I can't eat that. You ruined that for me.
Are they going to do this again? Like, are they going to put a high-profile game in a 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific time slot?
No, Pac-12 After Dark always does well. But Pac-12 After Dark with Dion is electric.
I mean, you see how many sunglasses he sold just on that day?
Told you, $1.2 million in a week. I mean, they've crushed it.
He's
a marketing genius.
He is, but they're 21-point dogs this week.
Well, here's a question our friend Todd Furman posed.
Yep.
As to what, and you get Mr. Bookmaker, Colorado has been a problem. Final scores compared to closing numbers. TCU was plus 21. The spread differential was 24 points because they won the game. Nebraska was 2.5. They won the game by spread differential was 19.5. They won the game by 3 touchdowns. And then they were 23-point favorites against Colorado State. And they won the game in overtime by 6. What's the problem here? Why have the bookmakers struggled so mightily in 3 games to make a number on Colorado?
Because you can only read so much. Like, we had Phil Steele on before the season. Phil does a great job, and a lot of people do a great job of seeing transfers in, returning starters, schedule, strength, blah, 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 blah. Then you make a number. Well, when that number is caca at the beginning, how do you pivot off of that number? Well, now you're pivoting off of that number. Admitting that it's completely wrong, you can't. This is the guys in the room, a lot of times, have the same egos as everybody else, and your livelihood depends on your ratings and your views. So you don't want to say, well, everything I had spent a month researching and reading is completely wrong. I'm going to make it this. That's where we had a couple guys too, like me in a room, be like, we missed something. That's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. I change everything. What are you talking about? The market says this. The market's wrong. It takes a lot to veer off the market. So Furman and I were texting on Saturday about this, amongst other things.
Could this number be wrong?
Yes.
Is this too high?
It damn well could be. Yes. Yes. We're going to find out this week. We're going to find out because I don't know how good Oregon is. I know they got a very talented roster. I told you what I made the total. 70. It's a speed limit in a rural place. That's what I used to. I'd say
I-80 in Nebraska, west of Lincoln.
75.
Yeah, let it go.
Yeah, you can put the gas down. They let you go that fast. That's what the total is. If Colorado can score, they ain't stopping Oregon. This is a shootout back and forth. Now,
without Hunter
being out, this is bad. Right. And Futek was on. We've talked about it. The depth is the issue. They got a good starting group of guys. They got All-Americans at the spots, and their offensive line was very good the first couple games. Little leaky last game. Shadur got hit a bunch. We'll see. Because Oregon's coming. They're gonna come after them. They're gonna score.
There's only 2 bets I'm looking at. I'm staying away from the line. I think I'm either going to bet Oregon team total over or I'm going to bet the under in the game. Only 2 things I'm looking at.
Wow.
I'm worried. I'm worried that the line makers have it completely off. Like they're going to be way wrong again. Like either Oregon wins 50-3.
That could be the case too.
Or it's a 40-40 game. And it looks like TCU.
I grew up in Pittsburgh. Sup, John? I grew up in Pittsburgh. He said, wonder where Dave grew up. I didn't grow up in Chicago.
Yeah.
Which way would you lean more? Being wrong that Oregon it's the blowout, or being wrong that this is going to be a bit more competitive than that 21-point spread would indicate?
Which would be more surprising?
Or which way would it be wrong? I mean, if it falls 24-17, 17-24, then the number was pretty good.
Yes, I agree.
If we stay within 7 points either way of the number, that's.
I mean, given the way the Buffaloes have played, your first point is right that it would be anywhere from a 14 to 24 point victory.
Yeah.
And they stay competitive, and the number was right, and it's right there. And maybe Oregon covers, maybe Oregon scores late to cover or something like that. But they've been so wrong with this number. I just wonder, is it a 30-30 game and it's a last-second field goal for Oregon, or is it a complete and total de-pantsing of Colorado and all the bloom comes off the road?
I love that word you use, de-pantsing. It just, if you hear me giggle, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you because you don't really hear that too often.
Right.
Oregon was what, 6.5 it closed at Texas Tech? That game finished in the high 30s for both teams.
Right.
Similar type game.
Maybe. I don't know if Colorado, my number for Colorado is 24. I don't know if they can score 24 points. Because I don't think, I would be surprised if Oregon can hang 60 on Colorado. Maybe they can, but it would have to take a lot of turnovers. And maybe the Buffaloes, this is where there's tape now. Because the thing that everyone's forgetting is that in game one, TCU was flying completely blind.
Everybody was. Lines, odds makers, everybody.
There's
Fans.
no preseason football in college.
Nothing.
We don't know about the roster. We don't know about practice, but practice is not a game. And so we watch it and we went, oh my gosh, they look unbelievable. Then Nebraska comes in, and Nebraska is just, it's a speed bump. It's not a real test for any team that has talent or speed, because Nebraska's got neither. So we didn't learn a lot from Colorado. Then they go up against a rivalry with a team that's motivated and passionate, and they've got 2 NFL wide receivers. And they had to go to overtime at home. Well, now they're going up against one of the perennial college football powers. And
on the road without their
on the road
receiver.
At one of the most difficult places to play in the country, in Eugene,
with a
Oregon.
Veteran quarterback. Now, Jay Dow just came in and said he's not crazy about laying 21 with Bo Nix.
Oh, I do. I'm okay with that. You've seen Bo Nix's numbers the last 9 games.
Pretty good, right?
Don't forget, look at what Bo Nix did in the second half of last year. I'm with you on the idea, because people think that Bo Nix at Auburn is the same Bo Nix at even his first year. His first year at Oregon, he wasn't that good. He was up and down.
Is he 30 years old yet?
He basically feels that way, right? He's been in college forever. But the last half of last year, Oregon's offense went boom. Like,
right.
Bo Nix started putting up numbers. It's why he was a top 10 Heisman Trophy candidate to start the year. Just because of what they expect out of the offense with Bo Nix, who is very experienced running it. So that's it's a tough number. DraftKings opened at 14.5. What did they see? Was that a guess? Was that a thought?
Let's see.
Because
it's a 12:30 game in Oregon, 71.5. Guys in the chat, put your final score in the chat. I see a couple people did it before. It just gave me the idea. Onler put it in there, so it gave me the idea. Put your final score of this game in the chat right now. Curious. I think we'll get more overs than unders.
What is? Can you see this?
What is that?
It's Mikey Austin putting me into a gummy bear costume.
Gummy bears. That'd be a good one.
That's too good.
That's what I mean. I got pictures of me in this. I was a Snickers. I think Jess was Reese's. We had peanut M&Ms. We had Nestle Crunch, Milky Way, and Baby Ruth, I think. Wow.
Good boy.
Bo Nix is only 23.
Only
23 years old. It does feel like he's 30.
Only? You put an only. He's only 23. He's in college. He's only 23. There are. Let me see. Let's count it. How many quarterbacks in the NFL are under 23? Top of my head, I got 3 that are under 23.
Well, yeah, they didn't play 17 years of college football.
So, I can't use the word only 23 in a college quarterback conversation. It's tough on that.
Look at this: 41-17, 35-31, 47-24, 45-21. Hi, E. Good morning, sir. 47-24 to Juice. 49-31. We hanging a 50 burger on?
No, that's my point. I think team total, it's not out yet. If it is, someone tell me what the team total is for Oregon, because that's where my mind goes. I think that's true.
What is your team total for Oregon? What would you What would you
I want
comfortably
something
go over 40.
2. That's as high as I'll go. It's 42. I'll bet over.
All right, let's see. Let's see how your lines making skills. Hi, JJ. Good morning. JJ just popped in the chat.
What's up?
He's rolling in the contest. He's picking games really good right now.
Is
He's
he really?
watching the show.
Good.
Hit the like button. He's probably drinking coffee, petting his dog right now.
There we go.
JJ is. Let's see. 371, 372.
Are team totals out right now? Really?
I'm going to check
On
right
Tuesday?
now. We're going to see. Well, there might be 1 or 2 books that are actually booking the games that have them out. No.
Yeah. I think they're going to wait and see what the total closes at, or closer to kickoff for the total closing, because I think they know that
71. I mean, it's 42 and 38. No, 42 and 28.
Okay.
70.
If you give me are you giving me is it going to be
42
42?
and 21, 42 and a half, and
The team total is 42. Could I get 41 and a half? 40. Give me team total of 40. I bet over.
Putting 7 touchdowns up. That's 49.
It's 49.
7 touchdowns.
Yeah, 6. I think 6 touchdowns. Yeah. They're scoring 6 times.
Wow. DGen4TW said Oregon 48 and a half, 46 and a half juiced under 125.
Of course. See, bookmakers, yeah. Of course, you put it right in the number that gives you the stop sign that you got to go. Do I want a bit over? Do I want 7 touchdowns? 6? Yes. 7? I stop and think.
E has it up on FanDuel right now. Thanks, E. He's still the best producer. Love this kid.
How much?
Between him and Will, we got a hell of a team here.
Hell, man.
Oregon 48 and a half.
Huh.
Colorado 24 and a half on FanDuel right now.
48 and a half.
48 and a half, Perrault.
Yeah, and that's going to be a tough
Damn,
bet.
son.
That's a tough bet to make. Over. Just bet the over then.
The game.
Yeah. I think the Buffaloes will move the ball.
It sucks this is in the same window as Alabama Ole Miss.
Told you Lane would do it. I told you would do it. He's already doing it. Lane Kiffin is awesome. I love Lane Kiffin. Yesterday at his press conference, he doubled down on his accusations that defensive coordinator Kevin Steele is not calling plays for Alabama defensively. What's the angle? He has to know Kevin Steele, and he must know this is pissing him off to no end. And I'm going to rally, and I'm going to rattle that cage as much as possible, because unprompted yesterday, Nick Saban came out and was really upset about it. And was say, on this other thing I hear floating around out there, I'm sure you've seen the same reports that I have, is that Kevin Steele is the defensive coordinator. He has all the defensive coordinator responsibilities. The only thing we tried to improve from an admin standpoint was game day administration of getting the signals in quicker. All right. So that was the only thing we worked on as a staff, and the whole staff made a contribution to it. And I think it was a lot better in this game than it was in the Texas game. That was not a question to Nick Saban about Kevin Steele. That was unprompted, a Nick Saban answer to Lane Kiffin, putting it out there that Kevin Steele is not actually calling plays for Alabama.
I don't know what the hell's going on down there.
He knows exactly what to do. Lane is the best. He is awesome. I love this dude. He's Loki. He knows how to just make everything hell and get under everyone's skin. He's just a professional disruptor. It's great. I love this week when Alabama's leaking oil, and here comes Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. Even if they lose by 30, he feels like he won because he got Nick's goat.
Line 6.5, 7. 394. Hold on. Let's see.
7.
Solid.
Jalen Milroe's the quarterback. Open up a 6.5. It's to 7 now. That was the first move, was up to 7. Total is 57. This is kind of my ceiling. I might bet this over because I don't want this to go up anymore. It's getting close to my top.
I can't wait to see who the first to move is off 7. I can't
Up or
wait.
down?
It has to go up.
Up.
Has to go up.
Just a pro fade on the square dog.
I don't know. They're going to come in droves. I mean, they're going to line up the Brinks trucks and say, come in bet Alabama if we get 6.5 or less.
Wow.
They're waiting to bet it. They're waiting to bet it. I think. So you got to sit there at 7 and take the money.
Well, they took it at 6.5, so they did take it already to get to 7. So,
well, anyone that had 6.5, I just clicked a couple openers were 7 and a few books that I looked at. They didn't even bother with the 6.5. The problem is, like, you get on that number though, you get afraid to move off of it.
mm-hmm.
Like tomorrow, I'd be off Mondays and Tuesdays forever. I was off Mondays and Tuesdays for a decade at least. I go on Wednesday, say, hey, anybody want to move the Alabama line? See what happens. Let's go to 7.5. See who takes it. Because you can do it on Wednesday. The limit's open Thursday. So you can do it, move around. I don't know. Let's ask the chat. We got a hell of a group in here right now. Bama -7, Ole Miss +7. Who you taking? You're taking Ole Miss?
Yeah. With Jalen Milroe, I'm taking Ole Miss. 100%. Yes, I'm taking Ole Miss.
I want to know what happened and then behind them closed doors. Where he just sat on that sideline and just was like,
I told you. I think they said, you're not playing. We're going to try the other guys out. If they don't take your job, you're the guy. They didn't take his job. You're the guy.
I mean, he's going to play with that all practice all week. What I told you so. You shouldn't have done that in the first place.
Probably so. Doesn't always work with Saban, though.
Right.
Nick doesn't really play that game of like, I knew better than you did, coach.
Bama wins and covers. Now we got Bama, then we got Ole Miss money line, Ole Miss. Whoo! This is going to be fun.
I can't wait. It's an unbelievable game. Huge game. Awesome game. Because the butt clenching going on in Tuscaloosa will be like pin tight. That will be a squeeze of squeeze.
Your man TJ got to come on the show if they lose. I mean, he's got to come on the show. We got to come on. I got to ask him how he's doing. He got to come on the show if they lose.
Fair.
I'm going to ask to have TJ on. Say, listen, what's it like to not be relevant with Alabama football in September? Like, I just need to know because Perrault remembers. Perrault was there working.
I do. He'll blame me.
Well, are they blaming you for everything? Hey, you're to blame for so many people, for so many things.
It'll be my fault. It'll be my fault that I'm, Bama's bad. Okay, because you were talking about Bama and he won't say it. Like, it's killing him that he won't say you were right. Like he just won't say for Alabama. I told you going in. He's like, this is ridiculous. Did not happen. I was like, they're gonna lose 2 or 3 games. No, they're not. Now they might lose. They might lose 4 now. I mean, I'm serious. Like, this is not good. This is like when you're watching those National Geographic shows, and like the back of the pack, the big old buffalo is leaking oil. He's kind of like he's lumbering. He's lumbering. He's not getting along, but he used to be the king of the pack. He just doesn't look right. And the hyenas come and take him from behind and take him right down, and they just maul the thing. They're gonna maul everyone in the SEC. That's an injured animal. That elephant is in trouble. Yep, that is Big Al is in trouble, and the jackals are coming for the throat. No one's going to take it easy on them. LSU, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, all of them. A&M. That's on the road, right?
I think so.
Good luck, Alabama. One, you know what's crazy? Their offensive line looks bad for the first time in like forever.
Right.
Bama's offensive line looks bad.
Right.
They can't run the football in South Florida.
Yeah. This is a problem.
You got road trips at Mississippi State and at Texas A&M. I mean, you got to be able to beat the Bulldogs in Starkville. I mean, my gosh. But if you lose to Ole Miss and you're 2-2 heading to Mississippi State, you'll win that game. But then you're going to A&M. Uh-oh. It's really bad because you start a stretch of at A&M, Arkansas at home, Tennessee at home, LSU at home. You could lose. I mean, you could have 3 losses going up against LSU. And then you have the Iron Bowl on the road. Kentucky, Chattanooga are probably W's, but then the Iron Bowl. anybody who has a top 10 team, like even a borderline top 10 team, is going to be in the game with Alabama.
Bear tweeted at me this morning, and I responded with this, but he said it. There's a lot of teams in college football right now that are in it. The playoff is as wide open as it has been in years. Agree or disagree?
100% agree.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy on Pat's show today had Ohio State as the #1 team in the country. And I almost jumped through my screen.
Really?
And he's trying to make a point for it, but I've never seen the guy before. He goes by the General on Pat's show, but he does a top 5. But I think he played at Ohio State or something. But having the Buckeyes number, I was like, what?
Was that Bobby Carpenter?
It might have been, yeah. It might have been Bobby Carpenter, which is
Ohio State.
Buckeye. Yeah, it would make sense. So that's fine. There you go. But I don't Ohio State's in the conversation, I guess. I still think Michigan's the best team in the Big Ten, but you have 3 teams in the Big Ten in the conversation. You have USC and Oregon who are in the conversation. You've got
Washington.
I can't get my head around Washington being a playoff contender. No, I can't. But
boy,
I mean, I do. I admit I have a blind spot for them. So fine, 3 teams are contenders out of the Pac-12. Texas is there. Okay, Florida State is there.
Is Oklahoma there for you?
Not yet. They got to beat Texas.
If they beat Texas, they're there.
100%. Beat Texas and you're there. I think Texas beats them. And then you've got the SEC, whoever, Georgia, and then whomever else.
Whoever else, right?
I mean, it's probably just going to be Georgia, given the way the conference is going. And frankly, I told you this on Saturday. I think there's a real chance that the SEC gets left out of the playoffs.
That's such a huge dog.
It is, but I'm just telling you, I think Georgia's going to get beaten by somebody that it's like a, oh my gosh, type of upset. I can't believe they lost to so-and-so. That's a vulnerable.
You're going to have to turn in your SEC card. They're not going to like to hear this.
That's fine. I mean, I called it going into the year. I thought that Ohio State would be down. I thought the SEC would be down. It's just not a great year for the conference.
Right.
You can't consistently graduate NFL quarterbacks and not have a lull at some point.
Right. You have what happened to Alabama happened to them. The kid that they thought was going to be there went to a different school.
Right.
They left,
and they couldn't find anybody else to transfer in. And Sam Hartman goes to Notre Dame. And I mentioned the Irish. The Irish are there. We'll talk to them right now. I mean, they beat Ohio State this week.
Oh, they're in the conversation.
They're in it now. They're in the conversation now. They
beat
Ohio State.
If they lose this game. They have to win those other 2 hard ones. They got
if
Clemson.
The Irish lose this weekend, they're out of the conversation.
No, they can still do it with 1 loss because they'll beat 2 other good teams. Right? They have Clemson and they have
but the Clemson loss might be nothing. Clemson win.
What if Clemson beats Florida State this week?
They're not going to.
Clemson's it's a 1 point.
I know
2-point spread.
I'm just not buying Clemson. I'm not. The Irish. Can they lose this game? No, they can't lose this game. Even they beat USC, they can't. This is the game. They got to
Clemson. They could win if Clemson wins this game.
Clemson's not even ranked. I'm just not in. I'm not into Clemson and me. I'm dead on Clemson. I don't think they're very good. I think Florida State's gonna. I'll probably bet Florida State this weekend, even though they're at home.
Crunchy Beaver. He's a big source of our super chats, guys. If you want to leave a super chat for bonus time, do that right now.
Yeah, it's coming.
We get to it. But he just said, Matt, lay off the special gummy bears.
Why? I mean, with what? The SEC talk or
the SEC talk?
Okay, let's go through this for a second. Okay. Georgia is a 2-time national champion. In the modern AP era, we've never had a 3-time national champion. Okay. It's never happened.
All right.
Beck is a question mark at best at quarterback.
That's for sure. We watched a lot of that game. I kept going, when's he going to do something? I don't know.
He's a question mark at Beck. At best, he's a question mark, okay? They can't get the ball to Bauer the way they need to. Their running game is okay. This is against South Carolina's defense, which is not that great, by the way.
Right.
And South Carolina was able to move the ball on Georgia's defense.
Right.
So I'm not in love with Georgia. I think Georgia's going to get tripped up by somebody in the regular season. And then there'll be a 1-loss team. And I think you could potentially have a bunch of 4, it could have 4 undefeated teams. If Michigan runs the table, if Notre Dame runs the table, if Florida State runs the table, and say USC runs the table. Those are all conference champions who are undefeated. Georgia will be a conference champion with 1 loss.
They're going to leave out the S. Wow. Oh, man.
I think it's 100% possible, given it's wide open. I completely agree. If the SEC is not the SEC that we are coming to used to being seen, and we're watching the Big Ten and we're like, what's the best conference in college football? Okay, it's the Big Ten. What's the Pac-12? I mean, they have the best quarterbacks. We know that. The best quarterbacks play in the Pac-12.
Pac-12 was pretty good now. Like
Bo
they
Nix will
got the most ranked teams. They got a lot of things happening.
I mean, let's talk about, in terms of who gets drafted. I mean, they're going to have more quarterbacks drafted than the SEC will in this coming draft.
Right.
It's stupid. I mean, the quarterbacks to get drafted. USC's quarterback will get drafted. Oregon's quarterback will get drafted. Oregon State's quarterback will get drafted. Washington's quarterback will get drafted. I mean, they've got good NFL quarterbacks playing in the conference right now, more than the SEC does at the moment.
Guys in the chat, girls in the chat, Ohio State, Notre Dame, who you got? It's Tuesday. We're not holding anybody anything. We'll get to, it'll be probably the picks and the plays will come on Roll Call Friday.
What's the Irish's fight song or our fight? What? Go Irish? Let's just go Irish.
What? Are we gonna do that?
Oh, I'm all in. I Notre Dame. Let's go. Irish win. Game day going there. Hell to the. No, that's Michigan.
That's Michigan.
What's the fight song for Notre Dame?
What's the fight
called?
Song? It's so annoying.
Touchdown Jesus. Touchdown Jesus.
I don't know. Notre Dame
Hartman,
for sure. Notre Dame.
Hartman is going to go off on Saturday.
You think?
Hail. That's not Notre Dame. What's the fight song for? Why can't I think of the fight song for Notre Dame?
I don't want to think of it. It's like the lesser of the two evils. I'm going to be rooting for Notre Dame.
Hell yeah. Let's go. McCord is going to get booed. He's not Milroe bad. But like this idea that Ohio State, like their defense and all their number, they played nobody. They struggled with Indiana on the road. They're going back to that state and they're taking on a whole different ball of wax than what they've seen.
Can they both lose?
Can they both lose?
Can they both lose?
The stadium just like implode and fall to the into the ground with both of them in there.
Not one person said Ohio State. Oh,
it's because of the quarterback. This is what we talked about this in August. I said this.
God.
College football. There are numerous powers that have a quarterback problem. Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson.
Yes.
There's all these teams we talked about saying they've got quarterback questions in times that we haven't seen before. Yeah. USC, no problem. Texas, no problem. You got good quarterbacks playing on traditional power teams. But if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a team. Bama doesn't have a quarterback. Georgia, we'll see if if Beck's any good. But you go down the line, I don't think I think he's good, but he's not national championship Ohio State CJ Stroud type good.
Cheer for old Notre Dame.
Oh gosh, that's boring. That's not fun. But yes, I like the Irish. You mentioned it. Florida State's -2. You agree with this?
What do you think? You think it should be higher?
I do.
I don't.
Okay.
It's like that. Clemson's like that animal in the corner. It's that animal in the corner. I just don't know if I want to go over there. It's like, you know what it's like?
What?
It's like a damn dog you got over there.
Oh,
a little tiny dog. You put that dog in that room and it don't want to be in that room, or put it in the corner, and you go to pet it and it just rips off your hand. Like,
tries
I'm cautious.
You can't really, but
tries to. But yeah,
I mean, Duke put up 28 points.
I know.
Duke held Clemson to 7. This is Florida State. This is Jordan Travis. This is speed everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think Clemson scores.
Oh.
I don't think they score. I think Florida State wins the game by 14 points.
BC put up all them points. in BC against
Yeah,
Florida
it was a
State.
look ahead. They weren't paying attention. They
It
were
was a
ignoring.
look ahead.
Complete look ahead. They overlooked it entirely. They didn't pay attention. It wasn't even. I've seen it before. They go up there knowing the stadium is dead. No one gives a fuck. It's bizarre. If you are a Florida State person, when you go up there, I felt it before. When I've gone home, I went home when I was living at home. I went to a Boston College Notre Dame game, and I thought it was going to be fun. I was like, let's go. Looking around, I was like, this sucks. It's like there's no energy. This is not fun.
Really?
Oh, it was awful. It was like I was so excited to watch a college football game in where I was.
Yeah.
Like I was living in Boston. Like, let's go. I just spent 12 damn years covering college football around the country.
Right.
Notre Dame, top 10 team. It was awful. It was boring as hell. There's no atmosphere. There's no pageantry. There's nothing. That stadium sucks. The crowd sucks. I mean, they're all pro sports fans. They're all looking at the Red Sox score. They're all looking at the Patriot game tomorrow. Like they're there just because they're supposed to be seen as Boston College people. And my uncle was a big Boston College guy in the BC club and all the things. I've gone through all of it. My dad's a BC law graduate. Like I know Boston College really well. No, no, I've been there. So I know why Florida State, they got off the bus and they're like, why the fuck are we playing up here? This sucks. So there's no juice. There's no energy. There's no excitement. So I'm going to give FSU a pass. They're going to Clemson. Different story. They walk into that building. It's going to be hopping.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
It'll be hopping.
Dabo running down that hill.
Yeah, it'll be hopping.
That'll be,
I'm
that'll be
totally
energy.
out on Dabo. I am completely out on Dabo Sweeney.
Done.
I think in the NIL world, I like
the line's going up. I mean, it's 2.5 in a lot of places. It's going to go, wow. Circa went back down to 2.
Oh, good.
Wow. I would be surprised. I thought it was going to 3.
Good.
To go get the Clemson money.
That's good.
Wow.
2.5. I'll have to take it soon. I like Florida State to win that game.
This ruins the ACC argument. If Clemson beats them, it's going to mess it all up.
It puts Duke in
North Carolina right in the driver's seat.
No, Duke, not North Carolina. Puts Duke in the driver's seat. Duke plays Florida State.
Duke's laying 22 at UConn this week.
Yeah, Duke beat Clemson. And Duke beats Clemson. Clemson beats Florida State. Duke beats Florida State. Duke's your team.
North Carolina's only laying 7 or 7.5 at Pitt this week.
I was going to put that in there just to get your thought, but we'll do that later in the week because I want to watch that line a little bit. That's a tricky line, 7.5. Pitt after the loss to West Virginia in the backyard brawl.
They don't throw the ball.
It's weird, right?
North Carolina does. This is going to be one of those games that I think it's just a matter of time before North Carolina covers. They win by double digits. I don't know what I'm missing. I watched the entire West Virginia Pitt game.
They're not good. Pitt's offense is bad. I agree.
You play North Carolina laying points on the road, but we'll talk. Well, I got to make sure I'm not missing nothing. We'll get the doctor's plays. Him and Nikki DeBlade with the ACC.
Good.
Been pretty good with that in years past, so we'll ask them.
Penn State laying 14.5. Total's 40.
That's just, what's that tell you?
Total 40.
What are we doing? Why?
28-3 Penn State. Whiteout game.
I would team total under.
What's it going to be? 6.5. We get burned on a last second on a one play touchdown like last week with Western Michigan.
28-14 is 42, right? Be 13.5. It'll be 13.5.
I think Iowa would score 13.5. I think I might bet over on that.
That's what I'm saying. That's the number. We'll see what it comes out. If you guys in the chat have a book that has it up, I'm curious what it is. I didn't look. I can't get it out of my mind. I've seen so many ugly Penn State Iowa games. I think under, but again,
under 40? No way. No way. No way. I'm going nowhere near that total at 40. No. I would only way I'd bet it is over. I would not bet under
30 to 10.
Because Penn State's got the potential to score 30 points in Iowa.
Do they?
If Iowa's turning the football over, Penn State had 5 turnovers last week they caused? 4 in the first half?
Yeah, Illinois is no good though.
And Iowa's offense is?
I don't know if they turn the ball over as many times.
Oh,
They're really good at punting.
Ball. Yes, they are.
They play that field position game. They're happy doing it. They are.
I don't know. I could see Iowa State holding Penn State below their team total. Like
Iowa.
Sorry,
don't
Iowa,
confuse the two.
Sorry, I
please.
always say that. Penn State, Iowa, it gets why the confusion. But I can see Iowa holding Penn State below their team total.
Speaking of Iowa State, did you see that line?
Against Oklahoma State?
Iowa State's favored.
Against Okie State.
Favored.
Yeah. I think it's how bad Oklahoma State is.
Really?
Yeah.
356.
They've played
Iowa
pretty.
State is minus 4 points at one place and 3.5 everywhere else. The total in that game is 36.
Yeah. It's more of an Oklahoma State indictment than it is Iowa State.
Man, oh man, that's bad. If you're a dog 3.5 points to Iowa State who cannot score, the total's 36.5.
Yeah, they lost to South Alabama 33-7 last week. Okie State. Yeah, at home. That's how bad Oklahoma State is.
Damn, I was going to advocate for a play on them. I might not now.
No, I would not. I would not advocate at Jack Rice Stadium. I would not advocate coming off of a loss. I saw the number. Somebody in Iowa tweeted it. Maybe Brommelkamp can go find it. It's basically like Matt Campbell's record against Oklahoma State off of a loss is like 5-0 or something, and like he owns Oklahoma State.
Oh.
So that's why it's over. It's over a field goal. I would not take Oklahoma State on that. So, all right, we'll get to some more football later in the week. The Rays have announced plans for a brand new stadium.
Is this real or is this like the stadium here? Like
nope, that's real.
It not be.
That's it right there.
That looks damn nice, sir.
30,000 seat facility.
30? That's it?
Yep, it's just like here. It looks like Major League Baseball has finally figured this out, that like you can't go crazy. You can't. $6.5 billion development. It includes affordable housing, retail, bars and restaurants, and a Black History Museum.
Oh, what's with the housing at the ballpark? Who wants to live at the ballpark?
Kids do.
Do they?
Yep. I think it's a smart move, especially given it's a full-on development. It's over 86 acres. It's not small. It's going to be huge.
Oh, that's nice then.
Yeah,
wow.
It's enormous. It's a huge plot that they're going to go ahead and develop. 30,000 seat ballpark. And it looks like it's done, that they're going to do it. So no more talk about moving to Nashville or moving to Montreal or whatever else. They're going to be locked into playing in St. Pete, which it's Tampa St. Pete. It's not Tampa per se, but they're pretty excited about this. We'll see. I think new ballparks always do well. Fans always want to go check it out. The Rays have been good, so they should fill it up.
Yeah.
And it's going to put that line that everybody from Tampa always tells me. I would go if it wasn't for where the ballpark or what the ballpark was like. So now you're putting that to the test. Is Tampa a baseball market? Yes or no? We're going to find out.
If it gets easier to get in and out of, okay. You can't ever say it's the team. The team's been competitive for like 2 decades.
Yeah, really good. Really competitive.
How much did you say that was going to cost to build?
I think $6 billion. What did I say?
$6 billion.
The final price tag will be $6.5 billion.
Who in the hell is paying for that?
Everybody. It's a full-on public-private combination.
Really?
Yep.
Damn, son. That's a lot.
Yeah.
For baseball?
Yeah, the Trop was $138 million in 1990 when they built it.
It was what?
$138 million for the ballpark for Tropicana Field. The new ballpark will cost itself $1.3 billion. Roughly half of that coming from the Rays, half from the city and county governments.
So
Structure will
they got $650 million. That's half
pretty
of
good.
1.3, right?
It's Raider good.
From the Rays. They don't have enough money to pay the team. That's
in hot Florida.
amazing.
but it'll be low profile with doors and windows on the side that can open for fresh air during the cooler months of Florida. So it'll still be a dome because of the rain that pops up.
Right.
But it will still have, but they're trying to do it like SoFi Stadium where it's open air. There's a dome, but it's open air as well. So check your wind gusts when that ballpark gets built for overs.
They better have a lot of escalators, elevators, and ramps for the geriatrics.
It's true. It's fair.
You're rolling today, brother. I love it.
It's true. So we told you if I bet on Wainwright to do bad last night,
you did it
well, and I did it. I got him at 200. I got Wainwright to number 200.
Perfect.
He's finally done. Now shut it down. Stop this. Stop it. Just done.
He pitched a gem yesterday.
He did. 2-0 win. Yep. As I said, bet on him to fade, bet the over, and it was a dominant performance by Wainwright to get number 200. Stood up there like for an hour, like tipping the cap, like he won the World Series or something. It was unbelievable. Like they are showering that guy with praise. But if you bet it, congratulations. You were with us yesterday. That's one. I took one on the chin for you guys, so you guys can go ahead and win. Okay, let's talk about this. Major League Baseball bracket betting strategies.
Yes.
Put this up. This is as of today. Okay, so if you're rewatching this 3 days later or listening to this later, this is today because
today is Tuesday, September 19th.
Yeah, it's going to change dramatically.
Yes, it is.
Let's put this up.
Yes.
This is the bracket as of right now.
Oh, look at you. You did good with these graphics. Look at you.
This is the bracket. All right.
I like this.
1 seeds, Baltimore, Atlanta. 2 seeds, Houston and the Dodgers.
Yes.
The thing that you pointed out last night to me, which is really interesting, the 3 seed plays the 6 seed. Now, you might go, well, what do you mean, Matt? The 3 seed is a divisional winner.
Correct.
Today, it's the Twins and the Brewers. That will pretty much stay.
Yes.
The 6th seed is the worst wildcard team.
Correct.
You would think that the worst team, the worst divisional team, would play the best wildcard team. But because of who comes in the second round, they want to have 1v4, 2v3.
Right.
So they can't do that.
Right.
So you have the Milwaukee Brewers, who today would play up against the Chicago Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
The Milwaukee Brewers today at BetMGM, 25-1 to win the World Series.
Okay. Now
you can bet the Milwaukee Brewers. I did this on the Juice last night, and so many of you guys were confused. I told you on the Juice that Dave and I walked through this last night. I gave it out. We're going to walk through it right now. Hopefully answer any questions. You can super chat it as well if you don't understand what we're talking about. I said, bet the Brewers at 25-1. Mm-hmm. Their first round series up against today would be Chicago. It could be Cincinnati. It could be the Marlins. It could be the Giants. We'll see who they wind up playing, but they're going to be favored in that series. 3-game series. They're going to have the pitching advantage against anyone they face. So if you take a 1-unit play at 25-1, so we're playing with 25 units. Okay, that's our nut. If they win, it's 25 units.
Win the World Series.
Win the World Series.
Yes.
You can bet the Cubs or whomever at plus money to win that first series.
Correct. 3-game
at
series.
1 unit, 3-game series. Say it's plus 120, plus 130. Okay. So it's now we have a 1-unit play on the Cubs to win the series or the Brewers to advance. The Cubs win, you win you win 0.3. Okay. You're profitable.
Right.
Next round, Brewers win. Now we made 1-unit bets. Now it's 24 units we're playing with.
Right.
Dodgers. What's that line? 150, 160?
Probably.
Okay. Bet the Dodgers for however much you want to cut into the potential win.
Higher, depending.
Okay, say it's $2. Okay, so say you want to bet
top. Okay,
say it's $2. Yeah. You want to bet 2 units to win 1, so you bet 4 units to win 2. Okay, to double it up. Okay, so now you bet 4. So now you're down. If the Dodgers win, you've won a unit. If the Dodgers lose, you've cut in now. Now you've bet 5 units. Now you're down to 20-1. You're 20-1 going into the NLCS against whoever. Braves, probably, right? Probably. You're going to get that's a better price. 20-1 is not what the odds. What do you think the Brewers Braves NLCS price would be? 7-game series. 80, 180?
Plus 180, yeah. You'd probably lay 2-1, so yeah.
Okay, so it's $2. You then could come back and bet it again if you want to chew into your all the way till you get to the World Series. You could lay 10 units to then turn around and win 15. So I love this. I did this last night. This is what I'm going to do.
Right.
And look, if you in the first round, if you lose, if the Cubs win, okay, you win 0.3 units and away we go. We're done.
Right.
But you might have a chance to ride the Brewers. And the reason why we're talking about the Brewers are top 5 in number 1 opposing batting average, top 5 in ERA, top 6 in most in quality starts. They are top 5 in ERA. They've got 3 starting pitchers and a bullpen. You might go, well, they can't hit. Yeah, but in the playoffs, what normally wins?
Right.
So someone said they bet it a week. Chris Covey said I bet it a week ago. Nice job. I love this. I mean, we did on the phone last night. You and I did this, and I was like, I love this. This gives me something to really follow here. And you might go, it's the Brewers. Yeah, but they're the most undervalued team in the market.
And we know they're in. You could take a shot with one of these other teams at the bottom to try to get the 2 or the 3 wild card. Right now, we don't know who it is. So you could make speculative prices. Prazzano came in and said he got a 50% boost from MGM. So he got the Brewers 25-1 boosted to 37.50.
Beautiful.
So he got even more to work with. And then the other aspect of it is Crunchy came in and said, bet the hedge later. In the immortal words of Bill Parcells, I don't buy green bananas.
That's fine.
That's fine too.
You can, I'm not for everybody. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to do this.
Right.
But this is just working off of a ticket price that you have. So, I mean, I'm not recommending bet $100, but if you bet $100 on it, you can see the math. So it's $100 to win $2,500. So you're just sort of working your way through where if you play it out correctly, you could have a no sweat bet in the World Series. You could have either I win 10 units or I win 12 units. It depends upon how you play it out and how the prices are there. But when you have a chance, and Milwaukee's live to make the NLCS.
The other option too is that if you don't want to do all that,
okay,
you can make the bet on Milwaukee and wait until the decider game against them.
Okay.
So say you split the first 2 games, Milwaukee and the Cubs, you just bet the Cubs in game 3. So you get the plus price.
But doesn't the game 3 price revert back to the
it's close
price?
It's close. Yes, it's close.
So
it depends though with the pitchers and stuff, but you could just bet the eliminator game. So then the Brewers survive and they play the Dodgers in the second.
But what if the Cubs win the first game? Then they're not going to be plus the rest of the way. They're going to be laying juice.
It depends. They got game 2 and 3 at Milwaukee. They might be pick them depending on the pitching.
I'm just saying, like, you won't. I don't think you're going to get as good. If you wait for the eliminatory game, could be the Cubs to eliminate the Brewers in 2 games.
It could be.
So that's my fear.
You don't have to make the other hedge bet that way. Like you could do it the series. You could do it the eliminator game.
Okay.
Say the Milwaukee wins the first series against the Cubs. They play the Dodgers. They get down 2-1 to the Dodgers. You just bet the Dodgers in game 4, to cover the bet. And you're not losing. You're limiting risk. That's what that is. You're not making the big score. You're not sitting there with a ticket, rooting it all the way home.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks.
And you can do that if you want. But again, because of this bracket, the way that it's structured now, because of how this is being, you can do the same philosophy with the other teams. You could do it with the Twins. The Twins, this logic applies to the Twins as well. I just don't think the Twins are live against the Houston Astros. Right. I think the Brewers are live against the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers are in real trouble in the playoffs.
Oh, I mean, you watched the game last night. Chris was texting with me. I think the one with all 3 of us. The bullpens for some of these teams are scary. Like Houston going to be the 2 seed, but they don't feel like they have a solid bullpen to protect leads. And Baltimore exposed them again yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The one thing for sure, Tampa and Baltimore are the best bullpens in the American League. They're on the same side of the bracket.
Right.
Only one of them can just get to the ALCS.
Yeah.
So someone else has to. So there's definitely things that are possible to do with the baseball.
For you guys who are listening and watching on Sports Grid and Sirius XM, thank you for being here. If you ever want to watch more of the show, bonus time hits you on the other side if you're watching it live or when you go back and watch the replay on YouTube and or on Twitter. You guys can go and check it out. For you guys who are live, it is time for bonus time. All right, we're going to run through some baseball here.
Let's do it.
Cubs, Pirates. 5-game losing streak on the road on the line here for the Cubs. They got to win this game, don't they?
You see the line?
It's minus 170, right?
9-1. The Cubs are 9-1 in the 10 games they've played this year. The Cubs have beat the Pirates 9 out of the 10 games.
Okay. Too low?
No, too high. The Cubs are
170.
playing their worst baseball of the season right now.
Agreed.
And the Pirates coming off nice win Sunday against the Yankees. I still have the Pirates named a pitcher yet?
No.
Undecided plus
No.
money.
It's ridiculous.
Makes it tough to do the picks when you got to have the for the videos. Like I text the guy, they're like, "Where's the picks?" I'm like, "Do you know who's pitching?" No.
Who's
Like, oh,
pitching?
let me just do the picks then. So,
Right.
it's
Like
tough.
they say,
This
it's
is-
just the picks. They don't give a shit about anything
yeah,
else.
that's
Give us the
they
fucking picks.
really
That's
don't.
it.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's
Just the
it's
picks. I
amazing.
call it that. Just the picks.
It
Give me the
like
picks.
it-
I don't care. I don't care any reason why. Yeah, but there's no starting pitcher. It doesn't matter. Just give me the
doesn't
pick.
matter. There's no props either. Can you come up with one? I'm like, I could, but
But-
I don't know what the number is going to be on their app. I can tell
Right.
you what I would make it. If you want to build the graphic that way. This is a bet against the Cubs until they win this week. This could determine in or out for the Cubs. They win tonight. They win to sweep the series. Maybe.
Yeah, sorry. We have a super chat that I'm going to enjoy.
Are you?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. That's
Oh,
great.
It's good. We'll do that in a little bit. That's phenomenal.
Perfect. Okay.
So you like the Cubs tonight? Going against
No, not at that
Wow.
price. Hell no. I don't like the
Alright.
Cubs tonight. No.
Philly at Atlanta minus 220. Total is 9. How do you feel about the first 5 under? This was the bet I almost made looking at the pitchers. I wanted to bet over the first 5, but then I was like, okay, I can't do it with the pitchers. I mean, it's one thing. There's been,
My Phillies hat. Hold on. Where's my Phillies hat? It's right here.
I feel like this is going to be a low scoring game.
Do you really?
Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah.
It's
I like Philly and over.
it's hard to say that. It's hard to.
I like Philly and over.
It's only because on the road, Sanchez is really good.
I know. That's why I like Philly. I can't believe this Strider price.
I mean,
It's
because Sanchez
so extra.
Sanchez has a 1.29 ERA on
Good.
the road.
That's what I'm saying.
1.29. Opposing batting average of 167. He's not very good at home. He's great on the road. And then you've got Strider.
Yeah, this is one of those classics where you see the names and you look at the numbers and you go, "Oh yeah, this is an under." People bet under. Game's
flies
over in
over.
the 4th inning.
Yeah. That's why I
September
said-
baseball.
didn't bet
Sometimes it's bet the opposite of what the
Yeah.
numbers say. Sometimes it's bet what the numbers say. Other times like this,
I'm not betting it. Gallon.
Did you
at
see the home run that Schwarber hit yesterday, by the way?
No.
Hit a ball 489 feet.
Ooh.
In Atlanta, it looked like it was
Goes.
going to go like to Athens. Like it was so.
Do you know
it was-
which direction Athens is from Atlanta?
No, I just thought it was city there. I really did. I don't know. I have no
I
idea.
knew you didn't. That's why I
Yeah,
asked.
I had no idea. No.
It's fine.
I've never been there. I want to go there.
It's gorgeous. It's great. It's really fun.
Yeah, I want to go.
It's a fun town. Good downtown. Good stadium. Between the hedges. Gallon against the Giants aren't listing a starter either, so I don't know. But back Arizona at home. It's a huge game tonight. Might be the game of the night.
Cobb popped in to my thing here.
Cobb is pitching. Okay.
That's what it
Gallon
says.
versus Cobb. Ooh, I like Gallon a
Good
lot.
pitching matchup, right?
What's the number?
It's only 145. Hold
Take
on.
Arizona. Like that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just literally they just moved it to 150. Somebody
Oh.
watching the show right now.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously,
I
can that
I
be?
like Gallon. I like Arizona.
All right. I do too.
Yeah.
Under?
Maybe, but I like the D-backs need to protect their home field, and when it's Gallon, they have to win every start the rest of the way for him.
She only got 2 more.
Yeah, you got
Right?
you just
It's
you
just
you got
second. He might only have no. I think they'll get him 2 more if they need to.
he's what? Is he 17-2 now?
Is that his record?
Hold on. He is
Woo!
oh no, sorry. No, 15-8. What did I see last night?
Holy crap.
Oh, 11-2. Sorry, he's 11-2 at home.
It's a good price.
2.18.
Going up. If you guys are if you like Arizona, you better bet it now. I've been watching the board. It's going up.
Yeah. 11-2 at home, 2.18 ERA. He's got 107 Ks at home this season. 220 opposing batting average, only 6 home runs in 90 innings worth of work, only 22 earned runs in 90 innings worth of work at home. Last start at home for Gallen, he gave up 5 actually to the Baltimore Orioles, 8-5 loss. But before that, against Texas, 6 innings, 1 earned run. Against San Diego, 6 innings, no earned runs. Against St. Louis, he actually got hit pretty hard, but that was before the All-Star break. That was a while ago. So pitched on the road a lot. Hasn't pitched very many home games since the All-Star break. Wow. Been on the road a ton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starts of his last 9. Been on the road.
Right.
So just get some home cooking tonight. One more before better to book it.
Yep.
I found this study from our friend Steve Ruddock. This is unbelievable. They did a poll, and they found out why people are deciding to not use their sports betting apps. This is from the actual survey. They found out that a dislike of the app, 32% people will stop using it. And then if they feel the app is unlucky, 1 in 4 says when they stop using an app, they will stop using it because they feel like the app is unlucky. People wonder why the sports books.
You're surprised by this?
This is how you wonder why sports books make money. You stop using an app because it's, quote, unlucky.
Of course.
The fuck is wrong with you? Are you serious?
Makes sense.
Are you serious? Oh, I can't bet that. That's an unlucky app. Oh. Is the number the same? Oh, yeah. Is the number better? Sometimes, but I can't bet it because it's unlucky. People, will you please stop it? This is like people who you aren't washing your underwear because you're on a streak or something. Like, just stop this nonsense.
You've never done that?
I've never done that. I don't believe in this crap.
Oh,
it doesn't matter. It just makes you feel better. I'm not betting with XYZ app because it's unlucky. Really? You close an app and stop using it because it's unlucky? Oh, I never win on that app, so I just can't use it. Do
you don't have a book that you give the losers to?
No.
Oh my. Yeah. This is a real thing. They give if the price is the same and they don't really like that side, but they want to bet it, they give them the losers. Oh yeah. I used to say it all the time to these guys. Give me the losers. Why do you keep giving it to them? And they'd be like, "Well, I get bigger comps over there." Well, that's fine, but you could give me the losers too sometimes.
They lose on purpose? They lose on purpose. It's actually, that's not a bet. You're betting the other side, but you're betting the other side to lose on purpose. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about people who are canceling their app because they think the bet they're making is losing because of luck. They win more right when they bet on another app. So that's the lucky app. This is the unlucky app.
Listen, people used to stop coming into the M and go to the South Point because they couldn't win at the M. Happened all the time.
Never thought about looking in the mirror, huh? Happened to be the M. Can't just look at the mirror.
I used to say it all the time. I'm going to the South Point. Or they'd come from the South Point. Say, I can't win over there. I want to come here. Great. All right, open the account. Let's go. Listen, I put on your tweet underneath. Some people switch the app because of the font.
32%.
They don't like the font.
32%. More people do that than they do for the lucky the app.
Right.
They dislike it for whatever reason. Dislike the look of it. They stop using it.
Sometimes it just doesn't flow right for your eyes. Sometimes the menus and stuff is too hard to find. The prices is the prices. Like, that's the ultimate thing. Like, suffer through whatever it is that's bothering you if you can get the right prices. You got to have all the apps.
Go bet in person if you can. I mean, if you don't like the way the app looks, but the price is the price. That's all that matters.
Well, listen, sometimes guys would stop or girls would stop coming into a book because of people behind the counter too. I can't win at that place, or I can't stand those writers. I can't stand the smoke. I can't stand this. They wouldn't come in. That's not always the answer too. People are very superstitious. I told you this. You don't believe it.
I know they are. They're also morons. Sorry. So like, I'm just sorry. It's ridiculous. Like, if you're canceling an app because I'm sorry, I feel that way. If you get rid of an app because you think the app's unlucky, you got to get your head checked. Okay. So I get superstitions. I understand why, you're on heaters, you're on this, you're on that, you're feeling good. I understand all that. I get it. I do that from time to time. Never canceling an app because I feel like I can't win there because of luck. Operator error, people. It's operator error. Better to book it for today. Just 2 games to give you. Over 9, Houston, Baltimore. Every game so far, the 4 that have been played between these 2 teams have gone over. The numbers are the following for this. Orioles overall are 76, 62, and 11 to the over this year. On the road, they're 42, 27, and 5, one of the best in baseball. Houston overall 78, 69, and 9 to the over. At home, they're 41, 33, and 1 to the over. Gibson, 4 earned and 3 earned last 2 times he started. 4.74 road ERA. Brown going for Houston, a 5.60 ERA at home.
It's a good play. I like it.
Over Houston and Baltimore.
Bet it.
Okay.
Bet it.
Under 8, Miami and the Mets.
Yeah.
Lucchesi, Lucu, whatever the heck you say his name.
Yeah.
2.41 ERA on the road. 2.50 opposing batting average. Garrett's not been great at home, but he's been good recently at home with a 4.82 ERA. I like under in this game. Miami is not hitting at the moment. 2-1 loss to the Mets yesterday.
Let me check. How was it the doc? I didn't look at this up. Let me see what they sent me today because I asked the kid. It says Joey Lucchesi beat the Diamondbacks 7-1 on Wednesday's first start after being called up from the minors to join the rotation. He allowed 1 unearned run in 7 innings. He's going to remain in a 6-man rotation through the end of the season. Braxton Garrett is 4-3 with a 2.36 ERA in his last 9 starts. Garrett, who's 149 and 2/3 innings, are easily a career high, could be on a pitch count limit down the stretch. He's topped 90 pitches in just 7 of his 28 starts this year. First 5 under? How about that?
You can.
Or you like game under?
I bet the game, but you can do first 5 under.
I think you could do both. Low scoring game again. So I like this one too. 2 for 2. Tuesday baseball bets. Look at you.
Gotta be. Nothing else on to bet. Super chat questions. Steel meat curtains is the new nickname that Dave Daily Picks wants to put out for the Steelers. Chris Covey said the Steelers win and the line next week moves against them. Why? Injury to Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I think so. It's been one of those things that, like, I've used in a contest a lot of times for years. The team that wins Monday night, especially the way they win, not that it was a Fugazi win. Don't get me wrong. Steelers win, but they didn't look like we talked about it. Go back and watch the show. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And do me a favor, guys, if you're still here in the chat or in watching the show, go leave a comment on the YouTube after the show.
Okay.
See if we can get 20 comments. That's the over-under. That's what we set the line for today. I just want to see if that, I was told that affects the way the number things get viewed. So if you could go back and leave your favorite game of the week that you are looking forward to on Saturday. 20 of you, go leave a college football game in there in the comment section after the show. I'd appreciate it. See what happens.
Okay. Nice.
It's a classic play. The bad guys are coming on the Raiders, and I can't say they're wrong.
Wow.
I honestly, I'm debating what I got to give out for the game on the bet.
You're going to take the Raiders in Vegas, enemy territory, Steelers coming in. You're taking the Las Vegas Raiders. Woo, baby! I want to see that on the Betta show.
It's annoying as could be. I was driving home from the doctor, and I was like, the line's 1. Like I would make Raiders 1 because I need to know where they're going to take the Steelers. I
Okay.
just clicked refresh, and the line's 1.5 Raiders everywhere. Raiders are favored
Wow.
at every joint. This is the Tuesday morning move. I already know. I mean, just that they're going to bet them. Now they're going to push it to here, and then they're going to come back the other way, depending on, this is a speculative play. Mika's not going to play. If he don't play, how's that affect the defense? Blah, 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 blah. And the Raiders look like absolute dog shit. I've seen this in the NFL too long. Don't make me do it. I'm gonna have to pick the total. Because I don't want to go on a better show and pick. I really don't. I don't. But it's Tuesday and I like the Raiders. Sorry.
Dave's Daily Picks asks, Dave, do you know what furries are?
Furries. I don't. Should I? What are furries? What are you doing? You done? Uh-oh. You're doing that thing again where you're passing, your face is getting red.
You don't know what furries are?
Honest.
Furries are when adults of consenting age dress up as teddy bears and fornicate.
Hold on. This is a thing?
It's very much a thing. Exposed by Entourage back in the I don't know what year that was and that came out, but I did not know what a furry was either until Entourage put that in my world. Yes, that some people have a certain type of fetish that would be yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Dress up as bunnies, they dress up as beavers, they dress up as,
Really? Animals with fur, basically.
Who fuck.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. I'm gonna ask my wife.
Oh, really?
Oh no, not to do it. Not to do it, you sick mother. No, I'm gonna ask her if she ever heard of this. I never heard of this. Never heard of this. No. This is why we do the show. I gotta learn stuff every day. No. Dave's Daily Picks. I did not know what it was.
Urban Dictionary at Dave.
Oh, that might be the definition tomorrow.
Dave's Daily Pick just came in again and gave us another $2 and I'm crying. It's like mascot on mascot action.
Oh boy. How about that?
Oh my God. What? There's a convention in Pittsburgh? There's a furry convention in Pittsburgh.
No, there's not. You're making that up.
Chris Otto, Dave, there's a convention of it here in Pittsburgh.
Are you serious?
Oh, that's awesome.
Otto, we need boots on the ground. You got to
No,
take
we don't.
pictures.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
I just want to see what costumes they pick.
Why?
I'm curious.
The entry points alone.
We have daughters. We have to know all of this stuff.
Please no. I can't.
That's what I'm saying. You got to know this stuff.
No, I don't. I don't want to know that.
You do.
I don't want to know that. Nope. Part of that. Nope.
That I didn't know. Now I got it. Now I was gonna go.
It's called a furry fest.
No, it's not. Is it really? Is it really?
It's called a furry fest. No,
it's called a furry fest.
That's awesome.
What the fuck is going on right now? I just can't believe it.
If Otto goes and covers the furry fest, I don't know what I'll do. That would be the greatest thing ever.
I want to go and stand outside.
Interview. Hi. What do you say? Which is more comfortable?
What do you?
Which head do you like best? Like, what do you do?
I didn't even go there. You had to go there. I don't even know. That's it. I didn't even know.
Oh, that's
how would they even answer?
Thanks, Entourage. You put that into my life. I know what a furry is. And then finally, Crunchy Beaver. In my opinion, the problem with having too many future bets is that it clouds your vision of the here and now. I don't like hedging, but sometimes I'll do the last leg of a parlay to break even, and that's it.
That's fine. That's legit. Listen, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, I love it though. I don't think it clouds my vision. I like to know that I can be aggressive. I like that's when I take shots. Like if I know I'm in, okay, I'm going to win 5 units on this future. I'll be more aggressive. Now sometimes I burn my profit by doing it. But I'd rather bet with their money than my money.
Yes.
So I'm betting with the house money. I'd rather do that. So that's my take on that. So good stuff, guys. All right. Favorite thing about today is what?
Well, it was going to be that I was going to take a nap after this.
Dream about
but
furries.
Now I'm not because I got to go do some research on Furry Fest.
No, you don't.
Apparently, no. Furry Fest was back in July in Pittsburgh.
Oh no,
was
was this year?
It already happened.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
How do you
Pittsburgh
tell
in July?
If
It was hot, it
And
was
humid?
a sweaty Furry Fest.
Oh, God.
What the hell's going on? No, this is great. This is the show. My favorite thing about today was that I went to the doctor this morning and I did some tests and some other things because of the, every year now or every 6 months they're going to check on me, my wife, make sure that I go to these appointments. People in the medical professional field, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing what you do, how you do it. When you get a good one, you keep them, you refer people to them.
Mm.
But at the end of the thing, of course, he's like, hey, is everything going good with the show and this and that? I said, yeah. And he goes, who do you like in the game this weekend? The Steelers and the Raiders game. And I'm just like, everybody got action. It's hilarious. I said, I think I like the Raiders. He's like, really? Aren't you from Pittsburgh? I'm like, yeah, I am. But I think I like the Raiders. I said, I'll let you know, Doc. Thanks again. And then I go to the desk to sign up, to get my test that I got to get done, all the stuff scheduled. And she goes, we're going to do your follow-up appointment. I said, perfect. When? How long do you think it takes? Like when do you think is it a reasonable amount of time to do a follow-up appointment? It's just a brain guy.
Is it urgent or not urgent?
No, I mean, he's scheduling these tests. I'm going to do the tests, and then barring any,
if it's not urgent, it could be 2 months from now.
How about 9?
9 months?
Soonest we can get you in is June.
Whoa.
I said, June?
Whoa.
It's September. She's like, well, yeah, but it's really busy and stuff. And I said,
really busy.
June? I giggled and I was like, she's like, do you want the appointment or not? I said, I guess I got to take it.
Right.
Yeah. But no, what if I say no? Then it ain't till 2026. Right? Like, who knows? But I was stunned and I was like, okay. And I just giggled and smiled. Whereas the days in the past, I would have got upset or whatever.
Right.
I'm not getting upset, but June. And I said, this is, I would only hope that people will schedule to listen to you talk about something 9 months out is the next availability. That's going to be the problem when we do the road show. Can you imagine? It's going to be the problem. We're going to have to schedule out road shows. We're going to have to plan it out 6 months in advance.
Yeah. You might want to put your listening glasses on for this because I have to read this because it's my favorite thing about today by far.
Is it furry involved?
Not furry involved. No.
All right.
It has to do with the hat that I'm wearing.
Okay.
What we were trying to do is we were trying to be able to get a completion to where we kicked the field goal beforehand with the opportunity to be able to, if we had hit that deep in breaking route, it really would have worked out the way we wanted it to. We were trying to kick a field goal once we got into field goal position, but then to be able to kick an onside kick and to give ourselves an opportunity, a real opportunity to win the game. By the time it got down to it, I didn't anticipate that in cut that we hit Puka running that long and just, all right, just go ahead and kick the field goal. Felt like it was an opportunity to not leave Matthew susceptible to an unnecessary heave at the end zone and get an opportunity for a field goal operation. The initial goal was to try to get a 2-for-1 to where you end up getting a field goal
right
a little bit earlier with some of the play selections. And then we had and ultimately be able to try to have an onside kick to then to be able to try to compete to tie or win the game. Apparently, Artist told me there's a lot of people in Vegas pissed off about that decision. I clearly was not aware of that stuff. Sean McVay today talking at the podium about his decision to kick the field goal. An absolute complete word salad that leaves out the fact that with 18 seconds left, he could have kicked a fucking field goal and kicked an onside kick. He talked himself into a lie. My favorite thing about today is Sean McVay should have said nothing today about this. But that was today? That was today. It was a complete and utter word salad nonsense about the decision, which, by the way, he said nothing about the point differential, which was one way people were explaining, which is the 7th tiebreaker, by the way.
Yes.
Nothing to do with that. And then closing it out by saying, I guess some people in Vegas are pissed off. He could have kicked a field goal with 18 seconds left to save himself the opportunity to score, onside kick, get the ball back, but he didn't do that. So I don't understand still what Sean McVay did at the end of that game.
Even if he goes and he has 24 hours to think about it because it's Tuesday, he could have just said, we were going to kick a field goal, and then we fucked up. And we did another play.
I guess that was yesterday afternoon. Sorry, it was Monday afternoon. Sorry, it was not today. It was Monday afternoon.
Either way, that was I've never heard that expression, word salad. Again,
I stole it from Tyler. That's Tyler Betsmart. That's Tyler's line.
Thank you, Tyler.
Right.
I love it because that's exactly what it was. But there's no dressing on there. It's loaded with onions and croutons and mushrooms and all that other shit that you pick off. Because my head started to hurt about after the third sentence, and you read it so well that there was no pause. There was no paragraph break.
I just don't understand. Just say
I fucked up,
or I kicked the field goal. I just kicked it. So
they were gonna kick the field goal, and then they said, "We'll run one more play." And he ran whatever he said, the in route, the puka, and all that other stuff. And clock kept running. So now they're like,
I guess so.
Oh, quick! Down the ball.
How much time do you need to kick an onside kick and have a Hail Mary? That's what you would have needed to have done.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. The whole thing doesn't make. He's just talking into more, making more questions and more problems for himself and more issues. And then to close it out by saying, I guess people in Vegas are pissed off at this is like, oh my God, you actually said that quiet part out loud. Okay. Sure, because people are using this as an excuse saying, oh, he clearly didn't have any idea. The answer doesn't make any sense. He's talking himself into circles trying to excuse something that we still don't know why he did it. Because the answer he's giving is, we wanted to kick, onside kick, and then get the ball back, Hail Mary. Now he's saying, well, that in cut, he could have kicked it before to save time if he wanted to. He chose not to.
What exactly is an in cut?
That, square in.
Oh.
A square in. He could have done it. He could have kicked the field goal. If he was trying, if that was the plan of the philosophy, he could have done it. He just ran the clock out and kicked a field goal. It just doesn't make the whole thing, it doesn't make any sense. My favorite thing about today is that entire answer for Sean McVay. He talked himself into a complete whirlwind of wait, what?
Right.
You didn't need to do that. Just leave it alone. Just say it's the end of the game. Okay, whatever. Goodbye.
I think everybody should get that tattoo that you have on your arm. And then they ask you a question, and then they go, "No, you know what?
I'm not going to answer that question. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not even going to acknowledge it. We're going to walk away from it." So. Right. For you guys who are watching right now, thank you for staying for over 2 hours. We love you guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you listening, watching, and being a part of the Brigade. It's absolutely awesome. We should have some cool news coming down the pike. We're working on a bunch of stuff for you guys. Hopefully, I know you guys want hats. We're figuring it. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to work on it. Trying to get that done for you guys. Stay tuned for that. Road trip show too. Working on that as well for a road trip show. Dave, Matt, back tomorrow. A lot of